That's it. No fucking ifs, ands, or buts. And then once I finally broke that duck, and was like, I'm gonna wear whatever. I'm just gonna wear any hat that I see. It's pretty cool. It has opened up a lot of possibilities. Makes it a whole lot.
Yeah.
And then you can ratchet it down for your tiny head.
Well, when you go to Lids one day and you try on a toddler large and it fits your head, you go around and tell me how many hat varieties you have available to your purchasing needs, and then get back to me on hats.
You can't even get a snap like all the way closed. Would that do it?
You ever seen like one of those like Benny Hill style 10-gallon hats, like novelty like costume hats where the Burt Reynolds played by Norm Macdonald.
Yeah,
it's a funny hat. That's how all hats look on my head because I have such a tiny fucking mini me brain skull.
Yeah,
anyway,
I was going to say the last button there. So if you get like the snapback, not like so. Yeah. Okay, so this is the threaded. You know, you can create the noose, but the snapback. If you do the last nub to the last hole, that spare, that loose, 1.5 inches, 2 inches worth of I don't even know what you got, like plastic, looks pretty silly if you do that.
Yeah, honestly,
I didn't say it was going to look cool. I just was like, oh, well, it fits.
I was like, I picture Merge just
cut it off.
I picture Merge just not letting anyone behind him. So nope, just keeps turning side to side. No.
I resolved this issue back in high school. Back in the mid to late 90s, they made hats that had like a low profile similar to this Orioles hat that I'm wearing now. And what I would do is exactly what Alan's talking about. I would snip it. And then there was a really cool thing to do back in the day. Thank God for this. You took some electrical tape. But you had to do it all nice and neat. And it had to be one thin stretched layer so that the electrical tape just made like this black surface across the snapback portion. That way nobody could unsnap your hat from behind, like giving you the shoe wedgie. See, people come behind you and unsnap your hat and like, son bitch, man, now I got to redo it and it doesn't look right and fuck you. Yeah. And so you would tape your hat. So nobody could see that I was on. Honestly, on a snapback hat, my level is 3 dots clipped. So 3 of those little dots. Mm-hmm. Whereas, they make the hat for the flush.
Right.
So all the dots are all lined up. What ends up happening is the more you shrink that hat in, the more it likes to make kind of like a dome effect, and then also be wider at the top than it as it is at the crown of your skull. Mm-hmm. So you look like a child wearing a grown man's hat. And that's how all hats look to me. And so I only have 2 or 3 hats that I'm capable of wearing on any given day, ever, for life.
And I know we've touched on Alan, is that, so this is Alan has, for those of you who are listening and not watching, Alan has a Blockbuster hat. It's a blue bill, white front with the old movie ticket. Yellow lettering.
You can't really see it, but yeah.
Oh, you have the
old rope bill,
right? And I'm and the impact font. That would be my guess. But I'm assuming, is that a mesh back?
This is a mesh back, yeah.
Okay.
Or what? I think what the early 2000s Ashton Kutcher fucking branded a trucker hat. I think is that what they did?
Yeah.
Put Von Dutch on them and fucking sold them for $75. Yeah, I mean, he fucking made a killing. But yes, we watched that last Blockbuster fucking documentary. I think it's on Netflix or Hulu. But it's about the last Blockbuster in Washington or Oregon, because the other one that was in Alaska closed. But anyway, they're still hustling it out. And it's one family. It's a lady who's been managing it since 2000 or some shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then her whole family... And the small town, all of the small town's teenagers have worked there at some point in time. And she literally hand bags up fucking merch if you buy merch from her. So Kelly was I'm buying merch. Check it out. I'm getting so much stuff. And so this came in the mail. We got some cups. There's a Blockbuster magnet somewhere, I think on our fridge. Yeah, just some trinkets.
That is one of the most amazing impulse purchases I've ever heard of.
Yeah. I'm gonna get some Blockbuster merch. You're one of probably 2 people, not in the United States but the world, who muttered that within the last day. Mm-hmm. Month would be my guess.
Yeah. No, it showed up too. She was like, I got you something from Blockbuster, and I was like, sweet, what is it? She was like, you'll see. And then this came, and I was like, yeah, that's fucking sweet.
Does it smell like stale popcorn?
It kind of smells like Juji fruits that have been on the shelf since 2000 because nobody eats Juji fruits.
Good stuff. What I was going to say was, so that hat that you have is the style of hat that they gave to us during Little League, or at least the Little League that I played in Perryville. And I don't know if it was just an oversight each and every year, or if it was just a money thing because you buy in bulk. But they definitely bought adult hats. And what Murr was talking about was that the more the more narrow you get it, the more scrunched up it gets, and they were poorly made. They're poorly crafted.
Yeah, they're terrible.
They had like a
garbage.
It had, and I can see it kind of. I don't know if it's the top of your headphones is making that little crink at top. It's kind of like
it's there.
Yeah,
but that's a design that I think that was on all of these hats because I had the same hats in Little League as well.
Right,
and I'll take it off. Hold on, I can't hear you, so we're just rolling with it. But it is your traditional. It's got foam,
Gotcha.
So it's for safety.
But that's much more. I say much more well crafted. It just the stuff in Little League. It was they were probably cents. Took literally 10 or 15 cents to make.
Oh no, I used to coach Little League too. They were very cheap. They got the adults, and then I think the best was by the time they're like 8-ish, most kids have like a head reasonable size to fit the hat. Like it might be a little tight, but you're good. But it's when you give it to like T-ball kids and they're like, here you go, same old hats.
That's right.
And those little fucking kids like it's dipping down to their eyes and they're fucking head bobbling down to first and shit. Like that shit used to geek me out. I know it shouldn't have as a coach, but it did.
And God bless them too. They're just enjoying being out there.
Oh, so
they don't worry about the fucking they don't worry about how they look, stuff tucked in. The parents are their parents are dressing them. The parents
are really playing, quite frankly.
That's true. Yeah, the base coaches are essentially living vicariously through these kids.
Yeah, I just love the kids. Like when they have to tag their friend. It's like blah, just tackle at second base. You're like, oh god.
Yeah.
And they take like a single 4-inning game of those takes like 7 hours. It's arduous.
Yeah.
Well, Wes, here's a fun story for you. So when I played soccer for Haverty Gray Soccer, rec ball, when I was at my youngest playing, I was on a team called the Comets, and our colors were black and white. So we had black shirts with the little Haverty Gray Soccer emblem on the on the left side of the breast there. So the other day, I was going through the closet and I was out of shirts, and of course I only have one color shirt, so I saw this black shirt at the very, very bottom, and I just yanked it out real quick, and I put it on, and it fit perfect. I was like, wow, this thing fits perfect. I'm rubbing my titties. I look down, and it says Haverty Gray Soccer. So the shirt that now fits me perfect was the first shirt I got as a 7-year-old.
Jesus, man. Christ. Seriously?
Yeah, man. They just hooked me
I
up.
swear to you. I'll try to wear that one next week, and I'll just give you a little nipple flash.
Enough. Oh, okay. As I say, I'm taking this as you didn't grow at all since you were 7. Sorry, my bad.
I'm just saying that the shirt that they gave me was so large as a 7-year-old that now, as a 41-year-old, it fits like money, perfect. It actually might be and you got to think too. That's like a 35-year-old shirt almost.
Yeah.
So it fits me like a glove now. It just took a little while. I had to grow into it.
See, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They knew you'd be wearing it long after your playing days.
That's right.
That's what it was. This is an investment.
You're gonna be moping around, digging around your closet, coming out with something nostalgic.
Right? What'd your parents pay to put you in that league? You know what I mean? $50,
I have
maybe.
No idea.
Maybe. You know what I mean? Something like that. The return on investment on the fucking shirt is astronomical, sir.
Yeah, I know what had to happen. Murr had to sell a box of fucking Kit Kats and Mr. Goodbars and just ate them all. It was like, oh, I'll pay you back, I swear. Mr. and Mrs. Murr like, don't worry about it. I'll just cut the fucking check.
So we bought a box of chocolates from Murr.
Do they even do that anymore?
I don't know. It's been a while.
I hope not. And actually, I hate to project that because me and my brother did that every year for Little League. It's like I swear we're going to sell them this year. Can I have one? Yeah, you can have a Crackle Bar, Wes. Oh, great. Oh, man. And then one would turn into 5, blah, blah, blah. Before you know it, the box is gone. Mom Dukes is like,
nah, it was always those designer chocolates that you got from school. You know what I'm talking about? There was only 3 options. It was just chocolate, it was milk chocolate, almond, and caramel. There's just
I thought they had like the turtle. I thought that the turtle was the luxury. And nobody bought it because it was like way too expensive.
Maybe that's what it was, because I never saw that one. But yeah, I mean, we would get a box of those and I'd eat half of them.
I will say that anytime I'm approached or solicited by someone selling chocolates like that, if I have cash, I'll buy one. Not for, well, it's half and half. 1, I have an extraordinary sweet tooth. And 2, I'm like, you know what? I appreciate the hustle, young man. Trying to get out there and learn to hit that slider. All right, I'll take 2 crackles. You got any of the Rice Krispie Joneses?
When I was on the radio, somebody found out where I lived because they actually lived sort of like across the street in Caddy Corner, and they figured it out. And so one day, homeboy comes rolling up, and like knocks on my door. I'm like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" He's like, "Hey, man, my kid, he's playing Little League, and I was going to see if you want to buy a chocolate bar." And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll buy one." He's like, "Just one?" I was like, "Yeah, just one." And he got all huffy. He's like, "Well, why don't you buy some for JJ?" I was like, I don't know that JJ's going to want a big double king-size chocolate bar. He's like, "Come on, man. You can't buy like half of them." It's like, no. Like, you think I'm rolling in money? I don't want your chocolate. And now fuck your kid. I don't want any of them. Go away. Never knock on my door again.
You said fuck your kid?
No, I didn't. In my head, I did.
That'd have been a hell of a story. Selling chocolates, outfitting kids in uniforms that are too big. You pull one out when you're 41, 42. Voila. There you go, folks. Might happen. Middle Classholes here, middle of May. God, you guys hear the news? Fucking, they're lifting bans in most restaurants and things like that, things of that nature, in terms of capacity.
So, okay, but I got a question because I'm fully vaccinated, and I know there's a lot of anti-vaxxers out there. How are we doing this?
So what I saw was Larry Hogan is going to lift the. And again, this is Maryland for you non-Maryland listeners, so I can't. I can't. I'm not going to pretend to know what's going on in your state. Maybe you could email us at mdlclss. I only said that because I knew going to get a rise out of Alan with that one.
Oh God, dude, I can't handle it. I just can't handle it.
A new one's me and Mert spoke. A new one's coming up. We're gonna whitewash that one out of here. He's going to lift the capacity level of restaurants and things of that once every 70% of the state is single shot. But I heard something's happening the 15th. I was
going to say, I think we're at like 60 something right now.
Maybe they anticipate 70% of Marylanders will have a single shot by the 15th, which is in 2 days.
Well, yeah, makes sense. Cooking with gas.
I mean, I don't want to cry conspiracy or anything here, but I just find it very, very, I don't know, coincidental that the summer season is right in front of us, and we make most of our money in the year from Ocean City, Maryland alone. That place, I don't know. Yeah, because there's I think during the summer, there's 9,000 people that live in Ocean City. And then in the summer, it swells to the second largest city behind Baltimore in the entire state. Yeah. So I just find it, rather fascinating that right around the time people are going to start planning their summer vacation trips to go outside and eat in restaurants and such, and magically the virus is gone. Yippee-ki-yay, sign on, motherfucker.
So, what was the end game of that then?
Of what?
Well, you're crying slight conspiracy, or at least the irony of the timing. So,
just that why? I don't know that we're any safer in 10 days than we are right now. And
no, I understand. I'm just what did we get out of it?
Money for the state that we haven't been able to collect for an entire year now.
I guess. I mean, yeah.
I just toll roads in Maryland too.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. It just sounds like we did exactly what fucking scientists have been saying to do for a year and a half now.
But, okay, don't talk to me with that. Don't talk to me with that mocking tone.
That's just me. That's all I'm saying.
I got jammed with 2 experimental drugs, okay? So we could all take our fucking masks off. I just want to know who the assholes are who...
Drugs. Been on 4chan recently, bud?
I'm just saying.
Easy.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cue the Q report intro there. Involuntarily.
Are you scared of passing off vaccine radio waves to other people around you? Are you concerned about that?
I think
I took it. Adult. Okay, again with your mocking fucking tone, Alan.
I'm just asking questions.
Yeah.
Wes, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I catching tone here?
Just answer the question.
Okay, my point is, no one's ever been jammed with this shit, and I fucking volunteered before most people. Okay, I've been vaccinated for like a month and a half, almost 2 months now. Okay, I was the first one to raise my hand. I said, when the fuck can you jam me with this thing, fucking Donald Trump? It was Donald Trump wearing a fake mustache, rolling around in fucking the late Steve Jobs' car to come and fucking put a needle in my arm. Okay, and I did it, but we still don't know what it does. We know it made us sick for a day or two, but we don't know if then as soon as I got it jabbed with it, right? As soon as I get jabbed with it, the one my wife gets, it's like, oh, oops, you might have a piece of hard blood rolling through a fucking capillary in your brain right now. No big whoop.
Wait, what? What happened there?
The blood clots with Johnson and Johnson.
All of a sudden, the J&J. Yeah. Well, which I mean, that's dicey.
Less than a 0.5%, less than 1%.
I know.
Like, I mean, that I won't bring. I will bring it up, but there needs to be no discussion. But like, if there's birth control involved, that does that too. Moving on. Anyway.
Okay. Well, anyway, again, it's just this particular vaccine has never been given to humans before in the history of mankind, and I willingly got it. And then there's other assholes out there that are not willing to put it into their body, and now they're going to be standing around me maskless, where now also scientists have told me that I could possibly have COVID now. It's just not affecting me, and then we're passing it along to other people, and I've got a 6-year-old, and I'd like him to be healthy for life.
Yes.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Well, then
you should be a proponent. An advocate for telling people to get vaccinated.
That's correct. That's not conspiracy,
that's your stance.
Man. That's pro-vaccine. That doesn't have anything to do with conspiracy and people devouring crabs at Phillips and fucking 124th Street.
Believe it or not, listeners, public health is really not a political issue. It's just public health.
Right.
So
I'm on the side of public health. Why do I feel like I'm attacked right now?
I wasn't attacking you, bro.
I swear to God.
I was not. I swear to God.
Alan, you could keep me angry for days if you just continue to talk like this and just shake your head and arms back and forth. Just say whatever you want.
I love it.
Your claim, your burden, all right? You said it seems very convenient.
You came hot out the gate with some, seems very convenient. So.
That's right.
Look, bottom line is this. If I'm fully vaccinated, which I am, I am more than willing to come around flashing my fucking card like I'm like a VIP member at the strip club. Like, what's up, bitches? Double vax, Moderna. I'm willing to do that, okay? To keep my mask off and eat my crabs and shovel expensive beer down my gullet. I'm okay to do that. Now, the other assholes who didn't get this experimental drug that I'm talking about right now, I don't want them to enjoy these things. Yeah. I want them to get fucked and go away. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Like, if we were the lawmakers here, all three of us would vote yes for that. Liberal, conservative aside, I'd say hell yeah. You want to come to Phillips Crab House and eat corn while you get all you can eat crabs like a fucking asshole and French fries? You need to be double vaxxed or fully vaccinated. I don't care.
You got the whole spectrum here being like, fuck yeah, vax yourselves and then feast on crabs. I think that's really the moral of the story.
And hell,
it's going to be crab season.
We could have like a we've talked about manhunting before. We could have a vaccine hunt. Shoot them with nets, put them down, inject.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of there.
Blow guns.
Yeah.
Blow guns.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. You just mobilize animal control on not feral dogs. You can get a lot of homeless, just random people.
Right.
I'm sure there's people just strolling about, not homeless necessarily, but like neighborhood drunk. He's got a home, but he's just stumbling around somewhere. Boom, get him.
and then chip these people because.
Oh yeah, definitely chip those. I saw a meme that like somebody was asking. It's like, oh my god, now that Bill and Melinda are divorced, how's the separation work? Like who gets control of the chips from Pfizer? Who gets control of the chips from Moderna? So I think somebody said that the Pfizers go to Bill, the Modernas go to Melinda. So if you got a Moderna, sense. Murray, I think you're in good hands.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, she's probably the less like benevolent one.
She's sensible. You know what I mean? He's about to be single, and Bill Gates. I don't know. God only knows what could happen.
What did it matter when he was single? Because apparently, according to the Toronto Sun, and hell of a lead there, Alan. I like it. You could be a journalist. According to the Toronto Sun, Bill Gates' nerdy persona was a partier allegedly known for throwing wild naked pool parties with strippers and always ready to play the field. Listen, here's the thing. I could read what seems to be 6 paragraphs of this, and it does go into a Jeffrey Epstein little part, but we're going to...
Thank you.
We're going to get
That's where I was going.
There's orgies were involved. Now, we had brought this up earlier in the week. For those of you who don't know, we have a Facebook chat to where we post articles and kind of discuss them. Not at high level, but or not at low level, rather, but just kind of the cliff notes. What do you think? And Alan, I'm going to paraphrase what you said. If you don't think someone like Bill Gates was throwing fucking orgy parties, you're a moron. And I said, no, that I wasn't surprised. I just like to know that they happen.
Good. Yeah, that's fair. It's comforting.
Yeah.
And I agree with that.
Even the quintessential poster child nerd of the fucking world, Bill Gates is like, oh yes, we're gonna get some promiscuous people here at my house, and we're gonna have an orgy. All right, make it happen.
Can you imagine that shit? Tie me up. Yeah, right over there. Right over to the main server.
You need to excuse me. You need to speak in binary code.
I'd rate your performance a C++.
We need a soundboard, goddammit.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Listen, I do think that, okay, here's another conspiracy that I have, and this has to do with Bill Gates. And, okay, so Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's, kind of fixer, if you will, her trial is coming up, I believe, in July. And Bill Gates has been implicated and I know it seems to be a lot of hoopla conspiracy because, he's just famous and there's lots of pictures with him. He went to Epstein Island from what I understand. And you're starting to hear about these like orgy sex parties. And then knowing Bill Gates' youthful past, he was kind of a rabble-rouser. He was a super dork. He was a dweeb.
As it was brought up at his time in Harvard, Gates was also allegedly a frequent flyer, use quotes, as Boston's once notorious red light district, the combat zone. I can't believe... I like that name, though. It makes it like kind of Mortal Kombat meets sexual prowess. But go ahead.
So it makes me wonder if maybe Melinda sat Bill down and was like, look, we have generational wealth. Are you going to be implicated in any way, whether it's justified or not, coming up in July or August that might affect this generational wealth? Because if so, we need to make this part quick and amicable. And there hasn't been much news coverage of the behind-the-scenes divorce proceedings that are happening. She's already gotten half the stock options transferred over to her. Like, they have done this thing lightning quick. And for a couple of the richest people that have ever walked the planet Earth, they really seem to be getting along with the not getting along.
That's true.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt. Okay, so given what I've read here, and assuming all of it, not assuming all of it's true, if all of it is true, it seemed like for a long while it was more of a business agreement rather than a marriage. And hey, to each their own. You're getting married. You got billions and billions and billions of dollars at your disposal. But Murray, I kind of like where your head's at. I kind of think, I think that's how it happened. I think that's smack dab what went down.
See, you have a different way of mocking than Alan.
No, I agree with you. I'm telling you, I think that
nobody's mocking you, dude. You're just fucking on edge today.
Yeah, have you ever heard Wes agree with somebody instantaneously on any subject ever in your entire life?
It's gotta be gotta be a conspiracy then.
It's definitely a conspiracy. I mean, no, shit, dude. Yeah. I kind of agree with you,
Alan. Next week, come out in a tinfoil hat. All right, that'll fucking.
I'm gonna do the full Alex Jones. Don't you worry. They're turning our kids into gay frogs.
Fine, let's talk about Alex Jones. That motherfucker's turning out to be more and more right by the day.
Yeah, but see, I always thought, he's a fucking crazy person, but I always thought he kind of towed the line of that reality that we've always talked about. Like, he does, like, there are some crazy conspiracy theorists that even he's like, all right, you're a fucking idiot. That's not it. You know, it's not lizard people drinking child blood. But it is them fucking up some economic shit or doing some crazy other shit. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with that. Like, now, don't get me wrong, I'm not an Alex Jones guy, but like, I could see where he would hit on a couple of things every now and then versus a lot of other people.
And he's the first person they canceled from the fucking internet. They scrubbed that son of a bitch. Yeah, he had to build his own fucking server farm just to put his own show back on the internet that nobody watches anymore.
Right. That's how it goes, man.
No one watches the internet. That's a load of horse shit. And you know what? I may, knowing the resources that I have to me that are anti-conspiracy, I might, just to prove you wrong next week, go and see if someone's doing a runny tally of right and wrong of Alex Jones. And I almost put money
there probably is
on that he is far more wrong than he is correct.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to say it's 50-50. And for somebody who doesn't cite their sources, I'd say 50-50 is that's a good number. I'm just saying, I know that this is a made up number and everything, but I'm saying it's 50-50. And the other problem with that is, as he said in the past, I don't know what I'm talking about. I've got information. I don't know how it applies. I just try to apply it. And he creates like storylines around these like fragmented information that he has. And then look, like the Epstein Island thing, he was talking about that like a decade ago. Jeffrey Epstein, he's working for somebody else. He might be intelligence. He's got an island and he compromises people. And everybody's like, you're so full of shit. He's an investment broker from New York City who has a lot of wealthy friends. Just stop it now, Alex. And then 10 years later, it's like, oh, shit, that guy was completely right. And Bill Clinton might be involved in all of this, too. Huh.
So that means all the stuff he was wrong about means nothing.
No. I'm saying that some of the stuff that he said that hasn't been proven true might still be in the wings waiting to be proven true at some point.
Okay.
I think what Murray's saying is that because Alex Jones hit on a couple, Murray's prepared to open the gate and be like, he could hit on everything.
Mm-hmm. He's basically...
But probably not, but he could.
Not what I'm saying. He was definitely wrong about Sandy Hook. He was definitely wrong about that.
Good. I'm glad we could agree on that one.
He was wrong about 9/11.
Crisis actors, he was not wrong about. That was proven true. No, with the World Trade Organization, there was a what do you call it? Like a rally outside. Mm-hmm. It was peaceful, and people were protesting. And then all of a sudden, some folks that were all wearing. And by the way, always look at the shoes. Some folks came in. They were all wearing like the same kind of like shoes. Starting shit and like throwing rocks and stuff. And that caused the National Guard to come in and break everything up. And so the conspiracy was that the government sent in actors to start rabble-rousing so that they would have an excuse to break the whole thing up. And it comes to find out that was actually exactly what happened. But he was made fun of for like 10 years up until somebody finally caught some video, put it on the internet, and like, look at these motherfuckers.
So do we know that the government paid them to do that? Like, is that proven?
I don't know who's paying who.
Okay. I was just asking because I thought like the way you worded it.
It's the proverbial they. They could be anybody.
Yes.
I assumed. I felt like I was already kind of poking the bear, so I was just letting him marinate.
Look, I don't have all the details right in front of me. These are fragments out of the top of my head, but I know he was. God damn it, Alan's just fucking squinting his eyes at me. Wait, you guys are like leopards today, just waiting to pounce.
I'm just saying, we might need to cut this up a little bit and put it on it gives citations for its claim, or it gets the hose again.
I think so.
Just clips of myrrh.
A heavy montage. Yeah, I agree.
It's mighty convenient.
Your claim, your burden.
Oh God, we got off to a hot start. I like it.
Yeah. All right. Hey, well, before we get really, really silly, I would like to kick this off to a segment that we haven't been to in a while, known as the Q Report.
Secret. Epstein's alive.
No. What happened?
It's a game. The Earth is flat. Hollow. Space is fake. You're part of the cabal. Man.
The Q Report.
I can't with the fucking Tom Green picture.
He just says so serious, like touching me. Huh?
Like, everything is like, oh man, this is basically Ancient Aliens, and then you just see Tom Green.
You can actually, I don't think you can find that clip or that bit on YouTube. You have to go to Dailymotion, and for those of you who don't know, he coerced, or somehow the producers coerced, some alien believers who lived outside of Roswell into saying that they had there was an alien, and unveiled that something that you could buy at a Roswell convenience store or merch shop, and kept saying, "Look, he's trying to communicate with you. Beep boop bop 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 beep 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 beep. Look, he said I'm an alien."
It's so good.
All right, Alan, this is your bit. Take it away.
Yeah. Well, welcome back, everyone. Now that we've got Murr all stirred up into the conspiracies, and we know we're all Elon Musk fans here for the most part, and his technological prowess is leading us to fucking places that really unthinkable. So you guys, I know I sent it out to you guys. Have heard of the Starlink satellite internet thing, correct? Like the whole system that I think was deployed recently, like the last couple of days, right?
That's correct.
Well, he's been deploying them for a couple of years now. He launches them like 60. They're like 60 microwave-sized satellites at a time. And I've actually looked into purchasing a Starlink kit, but it's because it's like a startup now, and he's just taking like beta tests. It's kind of expensive, but apparently the upload download speeds are destroying like standard broadband internet, just absolutely obliterating. And it's satellite.
I want it. There's a weekly or maybe bi-weekly thing on the Chive. Alan will know about this. It says, "Here, take my money," and cool new technology or parts that are coming out. This might be up there.
Yeah.
Here, take my money.
No, it certainly sounds awesome. I mean, it's geared towards obviously non-metropolitan areas that have like fucking dial-up, and it's 2021. Yeah, there you go, living out in the sticks. But yeah, so guys, of course, our friends with Q and whatever they call themselves now, because they're really splintering into just a bunch of crazies that love Trump and love America, which I'm cool with one of those things. So, guys, I've been reading, and I've been trying to dive down the rabbit hole, but I will not lie, Murr. I think I'm a little with you on some censorship because I'm having trouble getting some nitty gritty onto what they think the Starlink is going to do. But what I can tell you is that the Starlink deployment and its activation, and once it's all fully up and running, is supposed to bring down what our friends refer to as the global system, the system as we know it. The internet as we know it will no longer exist. It will become the Starlink. It'll be controlled by Trump and the shadow government that is currently running the nation and setting things up in the background to basically usurp Biden, take Biden and Kamala out. Really, let's keep in mind we're still keeping an eye on taking out a lot of people in Congress, a lot of people in the Senate. A lot of Democrats should all be going to jail. But from what I understand is the coming goalposts are the activation of Starlink in full-fledged around the world, and then the global system collapses, and Trump begins to raise to power as he was supposed to do now for a while.
Okay, I feel like there was a lot thrown at us all at once. So just let me get this right. So is Elon Musk, is he working for Trump, or is he just a kind of like Black Ops contract for hire, highest bidder gets my Starlink system?
So see, that's the parts where I can't. I'm having trouble finding some nitty gritty. Like I said, I haven't really found anything about Elon connected directly to Trump or anything like that. Just that the system itself is what is really going to bring is the catalyst to the beginning of the awakening and the change. So yeah, I wish I could answer your question, buddy. I was in 4chan. I can't even find out which 4chan channels to get on to find stuff. Like, they got it locked down, but I'm going to get after it. I'm going to give you more on this, but I wanted you guys to, because it's really starting to get buzz now, the SpaceX stuff. Yeah. I think they dropped another 60 like just recently. So you're starting seeing pictures of I've seen pictures of them you can see them in like the night sky and shit like that. So yeah, it is pretty cool. But guys, I mean, what they're saying is going to happen is really going to revolutionize the world. It's going to bring everybody together. It's going to unify us and make us a better world. Really, under Trump, under his guidance, clearly, and a lot of the technology, from what I understand, for Starlink has health benefits. We can dive into the holographic med beds, things of that nature, cellular regeneration. Starlink is going to bring that all about once it kicks in.
So when you said there's no common connection between Elon Musk and the people who believe this, or Trump, my guess is, and this is just gut feeling here, is that these people are so loony that they believe that, oh, here's something new. I tell you what, gotta believe this. We gotta create a link, even if there's no link. I tell you what, this is for us. This is for the Trump uprising. In terms of the just out of sheer, I guess, competitiveness, yeah, there shouldn't be one internet. There should be multiple dark webs, light webs, gray webs, all of them.
Well, okay. Obviously, for whatever reason, everybody hates Elon. I don't know why. He's this multi-billionaire who actually did reinvent the electric car and is trying to make a, dent in our own impact on the environment. What I would think, the way I think all this stuff could potentially be Starlinked, if you will. If Elon Musk creates a better internet in outer space and he owns the whole thing, what's AT&T, Verizon, the list goes on and on. Like, what are they going to do? They're going to become like the 1995 version of the Hyundai, and they're just going to be like, well, they're going to be AM radio, and Elon's going to be like HD receivers. He's going to be streaming to the AM radio of the other internet providers. So to me, what would happen is that they would be so jealous that they're going to lose their cash cow that they would then try to, undercut Elon Musk. And so he would have no choice but to go to Donald Trump and say, listen, man, they're trying to take me out. I'm going to give you Starlink to save the world.
I mean, that's reasonable, because the thought process is that, I mean, in this world, I'm just wearing my Q hat right now, bud. In this world, totally reasonable, because the CEOs of those mega corporations, highly capitalist, probably similar in mindset to Donald Trump. Those guys are the bad guys, and the guys that Trump is really trying to bring down. And so when Starlink activates and everything's on and cooking, fucking AT&T's gone, man. Verizon's gone. Them motherfuckers are going to jail. We are apparently, from what I understand, the U.S. government is then taking control of those utilities, which sounds a little like socialism, but I'll just leave that one alone. So yeah, I mean, that I think we're coming full circle in the crazy.
Right. We'll see how I think what you end up happening is the AT&T, Verizon's, and these big players will then outfit and armor their satellites with lasers. shooting down the Elon Musk lasers, and then they will then send more. Elon Musk will send more out, and then combat that. You'll have kind of a Star Wars thing going on just outside of our atmosphere. But if the Elon Musk side is then successful and wins the war, and Donald Trump then takes over, not the president of the United States, but now the president of the internet, which pretty much means you're the president of everything. That's kind of how I'm feeling this now, right now. My juices are going.
But wait, then the United States government just created a brand new branch of the military known as Space Force.
That's right.
Coincidence?
Probably not. Definitely not.
Yeah. And I think Space Force is going to be a vehicle to help the public transition into this new world. That's also like, dude, there's a lot of facets to this. We could talk about this for a long time. Like, Space Force is an integral part of this, this turning on and this changing how we live.
Are there any qualifications you need to become a Q moderator of any kind? Like, can I curate my own Q theories? Because I feel like I do a better job than these guys, whether I mean it or not. I feel like I could really dive down this rabbit hole and sew up the loose ends that they seem to let kind of, dangle in the breeze. Like, they don't seem to be closing up those little gaps that I feel like I'm very well equipped to do.
Yeah. And I'm also immediately worried about what the hell I'm going to title this without YouTube or Google censoring us and hitting us with a strike too. And understand that we're not saying this all tongue in cheek and sarcastically right now.
So I think this one's definitely got to be just Starlink branded.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Just keep it, because people be eating that shit up. Yeah. Talk to us about Starlink, and then we'll talk about crazy people. I mean, very potentially educated people who have a lot to say for other people to ponder. I mean, I'm not trying to be derogatory towards our friends.
Yeah. Who are our friends?
The people that I just talked about.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, man. It's really gonna be something. I'm excited.
Here, and on a serious note, this is how I know the politicians in charge of us do not give a shit, because this Starlink program is amazing, and what he's trying to do is he's basically trying to put a technological shield around the earth that provides cheap, efficient internet to the entire world, no matter where you are, which would link everybody intrinsically, like without cables under the ocean, like a fucking great white with some fucking, meth in his system can't just go down and gnaw on the fucking Atlantic fucking cable that runs across. Like, that shit. By the way, there was a couple years ago, a whole continent lost the internet because one of those big ships dropped anchor and snagged the fucking transatlantic cable and snapped it in half. And they had to wait for divers to go down there and reattach fiber optic cable. Yeah. That's where we are. Yes, let Elon put 1 billion satellites above our heads the size of a fucking toaster oven and give us the internet at almost $0 a month.
Fucking shielding the world in microwaves is basically fucking the next step to having armor on the world. So yeah, I'm with it, dude.
And then
fucking do it.
Take a few of those satellites, turn them 180 degrees, like they have the snap build back hat torted all the way to the single thing, and then shoot some Tom Green out, at light speed to try to get the aliens back here.
Apparently. Shit, I keep reading stuff, man. I keep looking and looking. So it's tough because a lot of it comes from just random old people on Facebook. So it's hard to decipher, but I try to get an aggregate. If 50 boomers say that May 15th is when everything shuts down, I'm cool with that. I'm going with it. So that's what I just read. Well, no, sorry. Today, May 13th, the 123 satellites of the emergency broadcast system will activate the 10 days of darkness. So that's when everything shuts down. So right now, we're not even doing this because the internet doesn't exist.
Wow, that's incredible. So
the lights are not on, that. That's not a light. That's just energy. That's just
Yeah.
Yep.
I've always wondered what some really good LSD would happen, but I don't think I took some 45 minutes ago.
I'm trying to get these med beds, bro. Like, if we got med beds, government, you fucking up. But I'm pretty sure it's just the idea from the movie Elysium. So, if you've never seen it, just check it out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, there's a lot cooking. There's a lot stirring up. The cues are abuzz. So I'm gonna bring more to you guys, and hopefully, I almost clicked download on Telegram today. I think I'm really gonna go for it. I keep saying that, but I keep also being like, "Fuck, what if I end up on a list or something?"
Yeah,
but
that's why I don't search around as much as I used to.
Yeah, even typing 4chan felt dirty.
On one of these occasions, can we try to discuss maybe how Megyn Kelly is apparently Nicole Brown Simpson for some reason, according to the Q conspiracy?
Bro, I did hear something about that. Oh, yeah.
Megyn Kelly is inside of Nicole Brown?
I can't even keep track, to be like, yeah, we should talk about this, because every post is something new.
I know, but see, that's the lane I want to travel down. Like, why would Nicole Brown Simpson fake her death from O.J. Simpson to only become one of the hottest news anchors that a conservative news outlet could produce, to only have her career completely ruined by changing networks? Like, why would that be a thing, and why is it relevant? I am fascinated by the amount of time they have spent on that minute subject alone.
And how in the fuck would Orenthal James Simpson not recognize, like, yo, that's my ex-wife right there. That's her. Like, how would that? He's like, ignores that.
I gotta finish the job.
Goes on with his life.
I mean, is there only quality that they're blonde? Like, I don't understand it.
They both have
all blonde white women look alike.
They both have a hardened, kind of chiseled look about their face. Both pretty attractive, but for some reason, one is moderating a presidential debate, and the other one is faking her death in an alleyway for some reason to go and do a moderation of a presidential debate.
What do they say about Ronald Goldman? Did she kill him and faked her death?
I don't have any.
Ron Goldman is Ben Shapiro. he had face-off surgery, and yeah, so there you go.
Gotcha.
It all comes together.
And it's all going to fall apart. We'll be back.
No, it is.
Now listen up, fellas. Do you know the statistics on unprotected sex? Men are 3 to 5 times more likely to bust early. Don't be a pump and dump. Wrap it up. Now, back to more of the Middle Classholes.
Welcome back to the Middle Classholes. Murr, Alan, and your boy here, Wes. What are you shaking your head for?
Because you can't decide on a name you want to use. It's like Foxman, Wesley.
Yeah, Wes is good. Wes. Alan likes Wes, and we're gonna go with Wes. Wes here with 3 Z's.
3 Z's.
That's right. Hey, have you guys ever heard? If I were to say the name or the term milk show, would you know what I was talking about?
Wait, what did you just say?
A milk show.
Nope. I mean, I could take some guesses, but I don't kind of.
It's okay. Hold on.
All of mine involve pornography, so those are all my guesses.
Yep. Yeah, well, there's something. There's a sexual element to it.
Lactation.
No, not lactation. No.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's.
I was gonna go with ropes. Multiple ropes.
Enemas.
Ropes. How does a milk show involve a rope?
Oh, you've never heard of throwing the ropes?
No. So we're gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. I'm gonna teach you what a milk show is.
Right,
You're gonna teach me what ropes
okay,
are.
well, a big trend, especially in the late '90s, with guys when it was money shot time, they would consume a lot of protein and eggs and really hydrate, and then when it would shoot out, it was like shooting ropes.
Gotcha. Rope.
It was just.
Fair enough. All right, throwing ropes. Okay.
There's 5 ropers.
Yeah. But Peter North was the.
That's a 15 roper right there, automatic.
Not to be confused with Mr. Roper.
What's that from Three's Company?
Barney Fife.
Christ. No, a milk show is, but you have a some of the
Andy.
Some of the more sophisticated places that were a little more forward thinking had it in a sunken pit, but some places it involves strippers at a strip club, obviously, who then get take their clothes off.
Is that what strippers do?
Yeah, but then
over explaining. Go ahead.
They just strip paint off of stuff for 8 hours.
That's right.
Get on out of there.
Strippers doing a 9 to 5. No, but there's a certain period where then the patrons or a gentleman visiting said strip club get to throw water balloons filled with milk at them.
Interesting.
Okay. Murray, you kind of like that indicated like, okay, I'm interested. Continue.
Well, you read the room right. Continue.
I was in we were visiting the Poconos, and apparently there was a place that had a sunken pit that had ample drainage for specific milk show, but apparently there's places that doesn't exist, where it's just it's an elevated stage and fucking you have a lot of splatter or misfires. Just people throw in these fucking balloons and they miss and then hit bartenders or people on the other side of the stage. I just but the term milk show, I was telling people at work about it. That's why
it's like a donkey show. I got you.
No, it's not at all.
Well, it's not, but it is. Well, I mean, the naming convention is really what I'm talking about here. But no, is there a rancid smell in the building? Like at all?
There's always a rancid smell in a porn.
Well, yeah, but like a milk rancid smell.
Well,
you know what I'm talking about.
That's why I think
my wife spilled like a milkshake in the car once, and it was. It still kind of has a funk.
That's why I think
so. That's what I'm talking about.
Places that host this event with a sunken concrete pit to where it drains properly and you can hose it down. That's really where that's an ideal location or locale for a milk show, such as or just your standard elevated 3.5 foot walk out with the pole. Like, all right, boys. Suzanne, the cocktail waitress, is gonna ammo everybody up with 6 balloons. Go ahead, fire away. That doesn't, that doesn't make sense.
Okay,
well,
so
it makes dollars, but it's common sense.
This doesn't entice you at all. I feel like I'm kind of, I don't know. I don't like strip clubs, but I feel like I
would go
down on a milk.
I agree.
Would get down on a milk show.
I would not. I'm not a big strip club guy, but like if I was there. And somebody was like, hey, next up, 9 o'clock, milk show in the back. And I'd be like, what's that mean? Let's go do that.
She must have huge tits.
Well, I don't know what that means, but I'm in. Give me more ones.
Here's the thing, though. With the milk, okay? Get in some milk. He needs some milk. No, because, water, after the first balloon, you can't tell what's going on. It's water. They're already wet. But with milk, there's like a thickness. There's a viscosity to milk. And so there's you can see it drip no matter how many times you hit them with. Once you hit them with fresh milk, there's a new layer of milk that then drains away. So I feel like, you could see, I don't know. This is so bad. God, I feel like I can see the effect of my milk balloon equally to the next guy next to me. So if I'm just throwing water balloons at a chick, I just feel like I don't know, being an asshole.
The way I interpret that is, I get it. It's a little bit Pavlovian to you. It stimulates that frontal lobe, Murrah, because you were like, when I hit her with the milk balloon, I can see all the curves and everything is accentuated and all milky like.
Thank you.
The protein glistening.
Yeah. You summed it up. My lizard brain was definitely like all I can think of right now, by the way. And God rest her soul, Tawny Katan, just like dancing to Whitesnake in the pit, getting hit with my milk balloon. And it's just turning me on. And my loins are burning and it's stealing blood from my brain.
Right. And then you go home the next day and you're like, damn, my shoulder's kind of sore. Your wife or girlfriend's like, why? Like, I was throwing milk balloons at strippers.
Is there a new concern? Like, if you come home and, like, the wife doesn't find glitter on you, but she's like, why's your t-shirt kind of smell like sour milk? No reason. I spilled a Cloverland on me. It was an accident. Yeah. It's fine.
I had a White Russian at the bar. Don't worry.
This is how I know strip clubs are wrong, because if you describe to anyone what you did at the strip club versus normal life, you would probably go to jail. What'd you do last night? I don't know. We threw some chick down in a pit and then just pelted her with milk balloons for 30 minutes. Until we all got horny and went in the bathroom, jerked off.
So creepy.
In a strip club, it's just another night. If I was out just for a night at the bar, I'd be in jail.
Yeah. But there was, and you talk about, like normal versus not normal. I'm gonna tell the story anyway. It's not all that bad. I was at a Atlantic City strip club 10-ish years ago. Got a lap dance. She's grinding on me, and she mutters the word, "Ooh, you have a juicy cock." And I was like, all right. And then I later told my brother this, and I was like, I mean, is that a compliment? Juicy? Does that ring any? Do you get an aura of superiority when someone says, "Hey, you have a juicy cock"? And Dewey's like, "Yeah." What's the opposite? Oh, you have a mummy dick. You have a really dry wiener.
I'd say it's a compliment.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, I can visual. Now you're making me visualize your juicy cock. I don't just. Boy.
So yeah, I didn't know how to
milk show.
Didn't know how to take that, but yeah, thank God for the milk show conversation, and thank God for the two 22-year-old fresh new salesmen at my office. Now they know where, well, potentially where. I just said the Poconos, but the internet exists. And if Elon Musk has anything to say about it, we can find out where all the fucking milk shows are in the seaboard here of the Mid-Atlantic.
Do you know who I bet has been to a milk show? Bill Gates.
That's right. Yeah.
We keep learning more about him.
He probably created some
probably
sort of
about to learn something that we don't want to learn, but then.
He probably has some room in his house that had a hydraulic pit that was like, lower.
And he doesn't throw water balloons at him. He has like a hose.
Yeah.
Just directly to a tank of fucking whole milk. Unpasteurized too. Fucking bitch. You might get diseases.
Steve Austin style. Fucking.
You could get listeria and get a bad case of diarrhea. You could get a yeast infection. This shit is unpasteurized, fresh. There are cows on the other side of this wall.
Dude, the entire time we've been talking, I have had Def Leppard's Pour Some Sugar on me in my head the whole fucking time.
I mean, when you say strip club, it's up there.
Yeah. But the one-armed drummer doesn't get to throw milk. He just has to keep drumming. He just can't. He can't do it. Hey, did you guys hear? Okay. So, I mean, a new PGA Tour tournament started today, but that's okay. Last week down in Charlotte, it was the Wells Fargo Championship won by Rory McIlroy. Bryson DeChambeau, Agent Zero, disliked by a lot of people within my constituents who are golfing friends of mine, mainly Kilby and a few others who say he's the douchiest douche of all douches. I mean, I think he is. I think he's a bit douche. He's not my cup of tea. I think Kilby legitimately hates him. Alan, I don't know how you feel about him or Dave. But
sorry, I was reading something. What was the name? Or who were you talking about? Roy?
Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh, Bryson DeChambeau? Yeah. It's built into his name. I don't hate him now that much. I mean, I could see why like someone insecure in the fact that they only drive a ball 270 or something like that would fucking really hate him. But I don't know. I'm not insecure about myself. So. Yeah, but, I mean, generally speaking, he's kind of a douche. He wears that douche hat, which lends himself to douchery. Right. Again, his name just fits with that. Like, even if he was, like, a super cool dude and my buddy, I'd still probably call him DeChambeau.
Well, so, yeah. There are a lot of things that he does that lends itself to being not liked by your common fan. I don't particularly root for him.
Yes.
He's not my cup of tea, etc., etc. But so anyway, he comes out the gate, first 2 rounds, Friday, Saturday, doesn't shoot too well, assumes that he misses the cut, all right? Gets on a private plane from Charlotte to Dallas, only to find out when he lands, like, hey, buddy, you made the cut. Then flies back to Charlotte to shoot back-to-back 68s. Finishes, let's see here, 6 shots back, tied for 11th, only to collect $228,000. It boggles my mind that shit like this happens. Here we are, 2021, information age, PGA Tour. If this happened in the 60s and Arnold Palmer was like, oh yeah, all right, I'm gonna take my Ford from, Columbus, Ohio back to, well, actually he was from Pittsburgh. Oh yeah, Columbus, Ohio to Pittsburgh. Sayonara, good night. And then they call him when he got there and he was like, yeah, I'm not driving back. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I missed the cut. I made the cut. I'm not driving back. Fuck you. But how does this happen? And I find it amazing that he then got on a private plane from Dallas back to Charlotte, landed and dropped 2 4-unders? Whew.
Yeah, well, I got to say that, like, Arnold Palmer, they would have been like, hey, man, we're going to get you a 30-pack of Busch Light and, $70 to cover your gas. You want to come on back? Like, it was a different era. This guy, where did he finish? Did he win the whole thing? $250,000.
Tied for 11th.
Tied for 11th.
Tied for 11th, and he made $250,000. I would fly the plane myself without a pilot's license or training to try to make $250,000.
You would roll the dice on landing?
You're goddamn right I would. Come on, it can't be that hard. I'd land on the course. I'd land on a fairway just to get back out there. Dude, come on, man. What other sport out there can you finish, you want to talk about subpar, 11th place and make more than I'll make, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, in 5 years, bake as much as I'll make in 5 years.
I know there's pitchers in a single start that could, like Garrett Cole could fucking throw like 3 innings and give up 10, 11, 12 earned runs, earn the loss, and make more than you make in 5 years.
Okay, that's fine. Fuck you. Either way.
Well, you asked, your burden, your proof, all right?
The point is, like, why would you do that? The information age, yippity-dippity-doo. That's why. Because you can make $250,000 for being a shitty golfer.
It wasn't so much of the flying back. I find that fascinating just by the fact that he can do that, and that he lives a lifestyle where that's doable, where that's that can happen. My point was that he like
real though. That was probably the Puma jet. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. That was the Cobra jet.
Right.
It wasn't his. And Cobra was like, yeah, just go fucking wear this new outfit and your stupid fucking hat and hit a ball 400 yards.
What fascinates me is that he and his caddy and his agent were like, well, we missed the cut. All right, time to get on the fucking plane. And then the cut line moved 2 shots. Then made the cut sometime between Charlotte and Dallas. I guess he was flying over, Mississippi, Alabama. Cut line moved. He then made the cut. He lands in Dallas like, hey, buddy, yeah, you going to play tomorrow? What? Haul ass back to fucking Charlotte. I don't know. Like the fact that this doesn't happen that often, especially this day and age, fascinates me. That's all. That's why I wanted to talk to you about it. Now you're giving me all this shit.
Not gonna lie, though. He was probably bitching about something. He was probably whining too much to notice that the fucking cut moved, because he is kind of a fucking pain in the dick. So,
yeah, I know nothing about this guy, and so while you guys were talking, like, I looked up pictures of him, and I mean, come on.
You should look at fucking before and after.
Yeah, you should. Have you seen the before and after stuff of his?
Pull up the before and after. Actually, just do that now.
So over COVID, he within a 3-month stint, he got all fucking juiced up, well, jacked.
I saw pictures of him skinny, and then like kind of like fucking like bad stereotypical frat boy to fucking like Schwarzenegger arms out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and the thing that pisses me off about him is he looks like that fucking that twatty dude from the Hunger Games, that Josh Hutcherson guy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
I hate that guy's face. I don't know why.
All right, you got a before and after?
I do somewhere. Hold on. Yeah, this is the fucking good one.
This is
right like I think
this is you should see the one. It's the after one where it's relatively dark. There's a lot of shadow. He's certainly posing. Looks like he just got pelted with a milk balloon. It's glistening.
No, this one. I think this one's my favorite. Do I have share? Can I share?
Hold on.
No. Let me share.
Go for it.
I think this is he was a U.S. amateur, I guess, champion. I don't know anything about him because he's such a douche.
The single iron thing is pretty. He uses single length irons. Murray.
Single length irons, yeah.
You know.
So yeah, there you go.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
I think the more accurate one. I mean, that's an amateur. He's probably at 19, 20, and this is him about a year ago, and it's like 27. And I get it, but
I like this one.
There's like before and after COVID. It's almost like a 4 month or 5 month transformation.
Dude, but I gotta say, man, like when you add like 8 inches to your neck, like I don't care how many years it's been, like that's something else. That's not natural time in the gym, especially as a fucking golfer.
Well, he actually, hold on, and you hear the jamming of my keyboard here. Daily, he rattled off his daily diet during that time. Hold on, let me read this off to you. Of course, my fucking internet's slow. God damn it, Elon. Hold on.
We gotta get that Starlink up. Well, we're supposed to be blacked out right now, so I don't even know what we're doing.
Living on bar time, baby.
Damn.
Yeah, we're just waiting. I'm waiting. I hope I don't have to work tomorrow. What? I don't know. I got to dig about that.
I'll look it up. He goes on like every other thing is milkshake. It's like, okay, get up, coffee, milkshake, some eggs, some grains, milkshake, lunch, milkshake, then a pre-dinner shake, dinner shake, and then a shake before I go to bed.
He's definitely on like the high school O lineman that's committed to a D1 school to play O line, and they're like, "All right, bud. So we're gonna need you to pack in like fucking 8,000 calories a day. We're gonna need you to hit like fucking 4-day workouts in the weight room. Don't ever run. Don't run ever, because we don't need you to run. We need you to just slide. That's about it. And then just pack on the fucking pounds, bud." And that's exactly what he did.
My advice to this guy is like, dude, you're the 11th best golfer on a course. Okay, like congratulations. Out of the entire globe, out of 7 billion people, you're the 11th best. You're still raking in $250,000 a tourney. Stop it. Fucking enjoy it.
He has won the U.S. Open.
He's ranked 4th in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Like overall.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm kind of with you. Like, as I kept talking more about him, I was like, man, I hate this guy more than I thought I did. So. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I think, and so you brought up Dave. Dave moved away from the fucking douche setup. Finally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he moved away from it. Our buddy Murr, he's a pretty damn good golfer, and he went full DeChambeau, and so I used to fucking roast him, pretty much every round because he went like this guy uses fucking grips that are like this fucking big. Like just fucking because he's got fucking ham hocks for hands. So yeah, it's a whole setup that's everyone hates. Everyone hates the guy because he's playing golf not the way people want you to play golf.
Yeah, that's the thing with golf too. By the way, nothing against you golfer guys out there, but like they design the clubs. Like the better you are as a golfer, it means you have better clubs. Now I'm not saying you're not still skilled at the game, but if they really wanted to make the game. Everybody has to use the same club. It's the same size. It's the same length. It's the same weight. Like maybe you can change the length to your height. Okay. Maybe we'll give you that one. But beyond that, like, they shouldn't dial the club into your swing. So all of a sudden, like your fucked up swings now straight. Like I almost want to go out and get personalized clubs so I can just swing like a fuckhead and fucking hit it down the center of the fucking fairway. I don't know. Usually
that's not how it works. I can tell you that for a fact.
I almost would pony up. Like, in order for you to get the perfect set, okay, like that costs like $5,000, but you can kind of get something between like $1,500 and $2,000. I would almost be willing to pony up a good chunk of that for you to do that, then play that first round with you, so you can learn that that's not the case. But
nope,
fair enough.
I did that this season. All of my shit got stolen, and so I had to replace everything. And I was like, "Yep, gonna get it all fitted. It's gonna fucking cost way too much money, and I did that. And the first round I went out, I think I shot like a 109, and I don't fucking do that very often. But yep, that happened. So
a lot of swinging,
dude. I hadn't swung that many times in a while, and like I got done, and I was like, golf is exhausting. I can't swing it 100 times. It's fucking. That's the threshold. It's fucking brutal.
Not meant to do that.
Yeah, no, nope.
It's 2 rounds if you're really, really good. All right. Murray, you posted this actually on our group. I find this fucking fascinating. Woman holds fake funeral for ex-boyfriend so his mistress thinks he's dead. That's a mouthful there. A woman who told her ex-partner's mistress that she was dead when he was actually in prison has left people on TikTok and hysterics as she revealed she even held a fake funeral for him. So go ahead. Hold on. Break this down in layman's terms for me. Okay. Person A tells the mistress that she's faking her death, or do I have this all wrong? Am I just drunk?
I'm drunk, and I didn't read the story. I read like the headline in the first paragraph. And I was like, This is worth sending it off to everybody. So I guess, okay. Here's the thing, though. Isn't a mistress, because I'm confused by all of it myself. So a mistress is supposed to be a secret lover, right? Only known by the person who is visiting. So I guess she knew about the mistress, never revealed to him that she knew about the mistress. And then to fuck with the mistress, because she wasn't in his personal life, she faked his death to snuff her out. For what reason? I don't know.
And then faked a funeral.
Yes.
You had to pay for a fucking funeral, right?
Yeah.
No.
That's commitment.
No morgue or, funeral home is going to be like, there's actually nobody dead. Well, in that case, we'll do this free or at a discount.
I don't understand the psychology behind this, but I would assume that, okay, if you're the girlfriend and you know about the mistress doesn't know that you know about her. So in order to snuff her out and maybe get her off of your main man's jock, you convince her that he's dead and he's in jail, so he can't come and correct the story. So you just get rid of her by saying he's dead. Then when he gets out of jail and she wants nothing to do with him because she doesn't know he's alive, then the problem's resolved?
Right. Okay. So then what does this woman... I mean, do you just make up some sort of relationship that you have with that person? Oh, I'm his cousin. Oh, I'm his sister. Or, I'm I'm an old friend that you've never heard of.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, and if this is an elaborate plan to get her to come to a funeral just so you can fight her in the parking lot, then, man, that is dedication. And that should prove to the baby daddy that you are the worthy hoe.
Say that if this turns into Beatdown World Star of the Patterson's funeral home parking lot, I want that shit filmed because you know for a fact that these fucking broads know how to throw some fists. They've been in a scrap or two.
Yes.
God. I gotta say, man, I respect. I gotta throw some spect on these jailbird dudes who hold down some fly bitches. They go, how? What are they doing? Like, what do they got going for them?
Yeah, probably got girthy cocks. That's probably it.
Juicy.
Juicy. Juicy. Yeah, Jesus. Sorry. My bad. It's wrong adjective.
Right.
Because I know we've kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit about what I do on a daily basis, but I will take some postcards to a prison every day, local jail. And because of the internet, there is now a company that will basically make a postcard out of a picture. I've seen a lot of very explicit postcards over the last several months. Now, I gotta say, some of them I don't necessarily share with the workroom floor, but I'd say about 2 days a week, I'm like, hey, look at this one.
Is it Juicy Cocks?
Oh, no, not juicy. No, there's some juice there. but it ain't men. And so, yeah, and some of these women are like, dang, man, like for what you are, for who you are, you're doing all right.
This is what you're talking about. Like, how are men in jail fucking pulling this type of action?
Yeah, like sevens, like solid 7 chicks.
Yeah.
Like, why? What is wrong with you that you're with him?
Right. And they're sending explicit photos via some sort of make it your own postcard, some sort of build your own postcard template via the internet. Like, oh, all right, I'm gonna do a delayed photo. All right, I'm gonna get into my bed, spread eagle, wee. Okay, boom. All right, I'm gonna send this to Jeremy. Jeremy, while you're
make it into a postcard.
Yeah, while you aren't on work release for the next 2.5 years, here you go. Think about this. Yum yum.
Yep.
Fucking get a lot of playoff Vistaprint. You know? Just really, a lot of good templates for her needs. No, I mean, I think the simple explanation is desperation. Like, do you see? Would you give me an average age of the postcard? You know what I mean? Is it a 21-year-old or
no? Like, I'd say mid late 20s.
Wow,
mid late 20s, early 30s.
Oh, say I would have pegged it a little older, but hey, good for them.
Oh, no, you've got it pegged. There are definitely, like I said, for every 10, there's 2.
Okay.
There's and of those 2, there's one where it's, and then there's one that's like, So, I'd say 1 out of 10 is worth showing off to your work friends.
Okay.
What? So the other 9 is, salami sandwiches or something?
Imagine Beetlejuice as a woman.
Wait, I thought that wasn't played by a woman
who didn't take care of herself. Yet thought that she was worthy of a good milk show at the local strip club.
Remember earlier on when we talked about playing Little League, there were a few Little League moms that certainly had a Beetlejuice type look to.
I should not. I should. I have a good story.
You have a good story about a woman looking like Beetlejuice?
No. I probably shouldn't. I don't know if I should say this. There used to be, I told you I coached Little League. Yeah. And so as with most Little Leagues, as you go into a new age group, they do a little like draft or like so basically for us, like all the new fucking younger kids for that age group and just basic, rec ball would go out to a field and some jackwagon would hit ground balls at you. And then other grown men would grade you and be like, oh, that kid fucking sucks. Don't like that guy.
The scouting report.
That kid, suspect. Can't fly ball's gonna definitely hit him in his face, but mom is hot, so gotta fill out those rosters, guys. Check, put a little star right there. So there's a code.
Okay. Fielding, speed, hitting, power, running, mom.
Yeah. I think mom was up higher though.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Like they're all kids, so they can all run. So it's like whatever.
Right.
I mean, that one's kind of fast. We'll get there. But mom's gonna really be the key here.
There may been a few occasions where the after like 4 or 5 innings, between the top and the bottom of the inning, where an umpire took their mask off, and I just assumed it was a guy the entire time. Turns out it was just some chiseled old some old vet. I don't mean Vietnam vet. I mean just vet of life.
That's so rude.
Damn. I thought your name was Dave. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We will hit on this Tom Cruise breaking the silence. Something a recap of a bit that we did about 6 months ago. But first, it is your time, Mr. Murr, for everyone's favorite bit.
Oh, it's back, my friends. It is time for 5 fun facts for you fuckers for a Friday, being brought to you, of course, by the Shin Splints Recovery Group. Slowly closing in on the Facebook follows to the middle Classholes. You can find them on Facebook. This thing, No, it's annoying, but I gotta say, it's almost I have to do. I'm at slow golf clap mode with the Shin Splints Recovery Group for the amount of people internationally that have been joining this for a non-medical condition that happens from overexertion, underexert, and you're cured.
But we need to start a fucking rabies recovery group, or I don't know, something. Nipple chafage. I don't know. It is up to like 390, and we're hovering around close to like the 440 mark.
I think we need to have the founder of the Shin Splints Recovery Group on to talk about the Shin Splints Recovery Group at some point in the future. I know he would love that all too much, and I almost don't want to give him that joy or that pleasure. However, I'd just like to out him publicly. And put it on the Shin Splints Recovery Group.
Call him
but you can find him.
I don't know. I'm only one of 3 votes, but I'm going to veto that guest. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I'd like to veto him as well, Alan. But here's the thing: I'd like to hear him talk knowledgeably about Shin Splints for 10 minutes.
I mean, that's fair. This is me and you, and him on here might devolve quickly.
That's my dream. But find the Shin Splints Recovery Group on Facebook. Get over there. Whatever. All right. Time for 5 fun facts for you fuckers right now. Uncurated fun facts ripped straight from my fun fact calendar for you right now. Starting with this. Did you know?
Tell them why you're uncurated. Come on. Because your wife cleaned up the area, right?
My wife cleaned up the area. I have a system. My system is I just throw shit wherever I throw it. And my mind somehow is able to remember exactly where I randomly threw shit. And so over the weeks of doing the show, I'm like, oh, yeah, that stack of papers over there is from when I was drunk 3 weeks ago. And I said, you shouldn't throw them there. And that's why you remember they're over there. Well, they've moved. So now.
All right.
So now. I don't know where those that stack of papers that was unorganizably organized is, so I am just ripping 5 consecutive facts from my fun fact calendar, and from the perusing I've already done while we're talking, they look like 5 decent fun facts. So let's get to them. Did you know Mr. Potato Head was the first toy advertised on television and has remained in production since it was introduced on May 1st, 1952. The original cost was 98 cents, and it came with hands, feet, ears, mouth, eyes, nose, hats, glasses, a pipe, and felt pieces for facial hair. But you had to use a real potato for the body.
So the little plastic potato didn't come with it. You had to sabotage a potato in your poor household in order to
you had to use a half-cent potato for your 98-cent potato head. But that actually seems more fun to me.
Yeah. A lot of variation, I think. I think that's what the potato breed. You can get a redskin one. Play Cowboys and Indians. That was fucking racist. I couldn't help myself. Oh shit! Well, guys, we're getting canceled.
No, we're not, because you said it. And that's what makes it golden.
Yeah,
which is what you would use a golden potato for the Cowboys.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, so I will say that I did know that it was the first one on to be advertised on television because I asked that as a trivia question when I hosted trivia in bars when that was the thing.
The first toy.
Yes.
And I would have to assume that it came, it was sandwiched in between a Pall Mall and a Winston ad.
Yeah, most likely. Yes. Or a Schaefer.
That's right.
Think about this. We talked about this a few weeks ago. You couldn't even advertise toilet paper on TV.
That's right. Bathroom tissues.
Actually, Alan, if you could, while we're chatting, see if you can find a picture to share of the original Mr. Potato Head potato. Because
on it.
Much like the old school Halloween costumes, because you were using your own home potato, It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to be like, the results are quite horrifying. Hold on. Let's see. Like,
because when you make it out of plastic, it's whimsical. When you make it out of a real potato, it's like masochistic.
Like, they're all blurry because fucking they were shot on potatoes. Like, the kid. Fuck. Hold on. Let me go back. Like, this is probably my favorite one.
Wait, ropes were shot?
Yes, you get a variety of them. I think this is a video, but here I had the share still.
Yeah,
I got it. Sweet.
Yeah, you do, potato head.
So, like, there you go. That's a carrot, I think.
Oh my god!
So you can just put it on really any root vegetable. You know, it's whatever you fancy.
I like this clown to the far right that has.
Like this one. Hold on.
Go back to that group photo.
Yeah.
The guy to the far right has a mustache going down the middle of his eyeballs. Yeah, you know, just got that old fucking bridge mustache.
Somebody on the far left. Somebody used a hot dog. Jesus God.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's. Yeah.
Wait. Okay, the picture right next to that yellow square. Click on that. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah. They're pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie.
It looks like an old Little Richard.
That's right. Look at that. And it's like this shitty fireman hat. I don't even know what that is. Like a thimble. It's like the thimble from
Well, for
Monopoly.
98 cents, it's a good time.
It's a bargain. What was it, 1950 what? 4? 3?
2.
1952.
Yeah, dude, they were still figuring out how to make plastic into fucking, like, cups and shit. They weren't making fucking potatoes.
And it was
That's outside your mind.
That was a golden era of the United States. People were living lavishly, buying fucking homes. You know,
I'm honestly kind of shocked it wasn't made out of like lead. It was just a lead potato, and kids were like, "Yeah, look at it. Let me put it in the bath with us," and fucking just generations of damage.
Tastes like sugar.
Oh my god.
Did you know the first person to survive a trip over Niagara Falls in a barrel was a 63-year-old school teacher? Annie Edison Taylor decided to make the trip to gain financial stability and later said that she'd rather be blown to pieces by a cannon than to ever do it again.
I mean, so she wasn't the first person to attempt it, but she was the first person
to survive.
I'd like to see this the timeline of that, because I've known a few people that have not only. Well, it's kind of like terrible to think about the people who have committed suicide doing this, but I mean people who did the publicity stunt, because I've seen a few where they've built these like almost kegs that have the shock resistant everything inside of them, and they haven't lived. So God knows what, you know. It's all luck of the draw.
This is a fucking beer barrel, sir. It is a fucking wine barrel. This lady was nuts.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a picture. Sorry.
Yeah. I got a question, because, I mean, again, I'm experiencing this for the first time myself. Why is she not, like, championed by women's groups worldwide? Like, how many, like, you know, I don't want to use the word hard-on when I talk about Evel Knievel, but how juiced up did every American male get over Evel Knievel jumping over school buses and wrecking... and this woman, I just now found out her name this second. Like, she should be championed as like a Daredevil Supreme who goes over Niagara Falls and lives to tell about it.
Yeah, she didn't even go over it. She went under it, bro.
Well, I will say, so, I mean, if you want to see a picture, I can show it to you. But she's standing next to a barrel that I assume is similar to the one that she went over in, or the one. But on the barrel, it's painted, it says Queen of the Mist. And I don't know if you guys have been to Niagara Falls, but that's the name of the boats.
I thought it was called Maid of the Mist.
That ride. Is it? I thought it was Queen of the Mist, but I could be wrong.
Maybe there was a queen, and then they retired it and they made a maid. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's a fleet of fucking ferries, Wes. Maybe that's their business model.
Both U.S. and Canadian side. Okay, perhaps.
The queens are on the Canadian side, the maids are on the American side. Got it.
Fair enough.
Figured it out because we don't fucking adhere to queens here.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Are you sharing this? Are you gonna? Or can we see?
Oh yeah, I can show you. Yeah, hold on. Let me see. Well, I'll let you guys pick since you guys like picking. This is the one that I was talking about. Like, I don't know if you guys can see.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a fucking huge barrel, dude.
I'm sure that's very shock
That's not a huge barrel. That is not a huge barrel. I wouldn't describe that as huge. The fact that she's taller than the barrel that she went over the fucking falls in does not.
But she's. I'm going to assume she's average human size. So, I mean, we're talking, we'll even cut it short. She's like 5 foot even. Fucking, that's a big barrel. A regular fucking wine barrel is like 3 feet tall.
Okay, so
but look how it's made. It's a regular barrel with another barrel attached to the top of the barrel.
So they modified the fucking barrel to fit a normal sized woman into it. I'm talking about there's no foam or no. She just jumped in that fucker. It went off Niagara Falls. Presumably without the kitty that she's paying.
They didn't stack 2 barrels. I think they just got longer pieces of wood.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me.
Could be.
But I don't know. I'm not a barrel maker.
Okay, if somebody did this today, it would be a carbon fiber tube.
Then you would die.
No, but it would be inserts inside where you were like naked inside of some sort of like, I don't know, chamber where they sprayed you with insulation foam and got a perfect mold of your body and then put some sort of, they would do things for you to live. This lady jumped inside like, I don't know, a wine cask and just, see you later.
Yeah.
At the bottom.
Dude, so there's a Wikipedia page about people going over the falls, and it's just like a list of fatalities.
Yeah.
It's just a list of fatalities, and then there's like a hot streak where like 5 people actually made it, and then the next guy died. Like, you can see with technology, though, the success rate goes up. 1853, the first 3 people that did it, dead. All 3 of them.
Oh yeah, and then there's been people who have survived trying to commit suicide. That's random, but hey, have you seen the guy? Have you seen? Okay, this has got me. Did I show you guys video of the guy who tried to jump off the Eiffel Tower with like a bird suit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was drunk.
Yes, last week.
Was that last week?
I think so.
Yeah. Yes,
Jesus.
it was.
You do it on the show?
Oh,
was it after the show?
I didn't know there was 2 different falls at Niagara. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could have figured that out, but I didn't know they were named. The one falls, American Falls, that's not the one to try.
No.
In case you guys were pondering, which one should I do? American Falls or Horseshoe Falls? Don't do fucking American Falls.
All
it's
right.
bad.
Stay on the Canadian side, where they allow gambling just over the border.
It even gives you a brief synopsis of how they fucking painfully died.
How would they know? Some of those people, they didn't fucking they didn't show up
because
again.
The earliest ones were 1853, but then Annie did it in 1901, and we were recording history then. So yeah, but yeah, I mean it's still crazy. Like this one, hold on, where is it? I fucking lost it. Okay. Bobby Leach, he survived. He performed with Barnum and Bailey Circus, so he went over the falls in a metal barrel, and then spent 6 months in hospital recovering from 2 broken kneecaps and a fractured jaw. They got out pretty decent.
Yeah.
I mean, he's alive.
Pretty good since he broke his jaw with his kneecaps.
Yeah,
that's right.
Like there's this other one that's like from that guy that's like 10 years later, and he got stuck, like the barrel got stuck behind a curtain of water and couldn't be recovered for 18 hours, so he fucking suffocated.
Holy!
I have seen that one. Yeah.
He took the plunge with his pet turtle, and the turtle survived.
So he's probably alive in there until he drowned or suffocated.
I think he suffocated. I think they said he just suffocated.
You got another fun fact?
I was going to say, these are supposed to be fun facts. Did you know?
And he made it.
Dr. Donald Unger conducted a 60-year experiment to prove his mother was wrong about getting arthritis from knuckle cracking. Every day, he cracked his knuckles on his left hand. After 60 years, he had not developed arthritis in his left hand, which was no different from the right.
Yeah,
I love spite.
I did know that. I did know that because around the time when he finished that, I was working at the University of Maryland, and one of the ortho docs had brought that study up. Thought it was great. Said, yeah, they told you, you're cracking your knuckles, not gonna be able to grab things later. It's gonna be arthritic. Can't do anything. Blah blah blah. Nothing. Which is why when my back's a little cranky, I have someone step on it. I don't give a fuck.
Well, we've heard the epic Wes Fox neck cracks, and one of these days you're gonna break your neck.
Yeah, but Chris, I can show you one now when a professional did it.
I was like, no. One day you're just gonna do it, and you're just gonna fucking fall over.
No, but think about that. You can't tell me that this guy didn't say "fuck you, mom" every time he cracked his knuckles for 60 years, and he held true. He kept it to the left hand. 60 years of cracking your knuckles to run an experiment, just to prove your mom was full of shit.
Like he had the wherewithal to fucking keep the right hand as a control group. Like that's fucking thinking, man.
Yeah. That's stubbornness at the nth degree. That's like oh, you're gonna don't sit close to the television. It's gonna rot your brains. Like, all right, I'm sitting close to the television every fucking day for the next 60 years. Brain's still good.
It's like the old mom, like, don't go outside with your hair's wet. You're gonna get a cold. It's just not how that fucking works.
That's right.
It's not how cold. It's not how diseases work. I mean, the American populace is very uneducated about how they work, but that's not how they work.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pneumonia. Pneumonia.
Jesus Christ. Did you know George Washington braved the dangers of many battles, had horses shot out from under him, and crossed enemy lines to return a lost dog to an owner? But he was never witnessed as being the least bit nervous until the day he gave his inaugural address before Congress as the first president of the United States on April 30th, 1789.
Ooh, I heard he didn't really want to be the first president.
He didn't.
Okay. So perhaps that could spawn some feelings of nervousness or just being uneasy about it. Perhaps you're not good generals don't make good public speakers, but I get where he came from. Maybe that's where old G-Dub is coming from. Because I know him like that. I could talk about him like that.
Well, it just goes to show you that apparently public speaking is more terrifying than musket fire.
Right. Getting horses shot out from underneath you.
I mean, yeah, that'd be fucking nerve wracking, even if you were. I mean, think about it. It's the first president in this fucking literally thing that they called an experiment. That they were like, yeah, we're just fucking doing it.
Yeah,
this is it. We're winging it.
We're
fucking not because they're with England anymore. Check us out.
We're branching off from the Queen and the King. Okay, yep. And we're going to. It's going to be the New World, and you're going to be the guy. All right, and you're going to be under a very experimental law called the Articles of Confederation. We're going to see how this is going to work out. And, yeah. Fair enough.
But really, listen, we're sick of fucking paying taxes on tea and shit. It's getting old. You guys don't give us anything.
Well, he's the one that did come up with the term president because apparently they wanted to... Because, I mean, you got to remember, this is like centuries of dealing with a monarchy, and they kept wanting to use terms like, well, how about your highness? Or, no. Just call me Mr. President, and I will be the president. And he's the one that came up with that because it was just, God, man. I know we're in we're still in peak cancel culture, and they still want to try to cancel that son of a bitch. But come on, folks.
George Washington? You can't cancel George Washington.
Yeah.
Well, he had a plantation, so there's a thing.
I mean, yeah, but see, that's where I'm on the side of everybody had a plantation back then. Yeah. It wasn't right. It's not like the whole, if your friends jump off a bridge, you guys know. But, I mean, it was kind of the way of the world.
Here's my question, just in that subject. Why don't the English, the British, why don't they catch more shit about this? Because, like, these folks, up until 1789, they weren't Americans. They were the British.
Yeah. They really don't get enough flack for the general destruction of, like, large swaths of Africa, basically all of the Indian Peninsula. Yeah.
Probably a fair chunk of disease and STDs.
Yeah. Yep.
So cancel Britain. That's what I...
A Brexit. A Brexit.
And finally, to wrap up your Fun Fact Friday, did you know there's a small village in Holland that's only for people with dementia? Sorry, I know this is a serious subject, so I'm trying not to laugh. It's designed to be a normal environment with a secured perimeter so patients can safely roam the grocery store, restaurants, cafes, and gardens without feeling locked down and confused, even though they are wildly medically confused.
I didn't know that.
No, I did not know that.
I don't know, but that I would want to know, one, how big this community is, just based on the fact that if I were to be responsible for sending a loved one there, you know, if it were safe and sound, and outside of that, I don't know if it's a community. I guess it's okay. I don't know. What's the best?
Man, just fucking wooden clogs and fucking windmills. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah. George Carlin once said we should have everyone exit the state of Kansas, build a wall, and airdrop in like convicts in there, like hard crime, like death sentence convicts in the state of Kansas. You know, I didn't have too much.
Like make our own Australia is what you're saying?
I didn't have too much of an objection with that, so therefore I can't have too much of an objection with a town of people with dementia. And Christ, I can only hope to wind up in a Dutch town when I'm just old and kind of, weary and just wandering.
Yeah, I don't want to end up in like one of our facilities. They sound terrible.
Yeah.
That does sound like paradise. Like, think about it. Every day you wake up, you're in a new town.
Yeah.
New fresh faces to see.
Right?
Yeah. Maybe it's called Newtown.
Just start fucking taking off your pants.
That's
and
right.
It's like, it's fine. It's totally fine.
Mr. Giannis, no. We don't do that here.
Just stumbling around.
Right.
Yeah.
How's a potato
And that,
chip?
my friends, is your Fun Fact Friday.
That could have got offensive.
Yeah.
It didn't, but I'm proud of us.
Woo! Look at that. That's good. That deserves a Ric Flair woo. More, before we close up shop, you had brought this to my attention. Tom Cruise breaks his silence on the famed Mission Impossible COVID rant. I said what I said about 6 months ago after his famous rant on the set of Mission Impossible 7 went viral. After Tom Cruise finally broke his silence on the controversy in December while filming the movie, audio was released of Tom Cruise exonerating members of the crew for not participating in strict COVID-19 protocols. So what was happening was they weren't wearing masks. He was like, God damn it, they're looking for a reason to shut us down, you dumb bastards. Has that movie come out, by the way? Mission Impossible 7?
Not yet.
Okay. If I see you would do it again, you're fucking gone. And if anyone in the crew does it, that's it. You, and you, and you, and you. Don't ever fucking do it again. They're back in Hollywood making movies right now because of us. We're creating thousands of jobs, you motherfuckers. That was paraphrasing. So you were pretty captivated with, he said, I said what I said. Fuck you. There was a lot in stake. And, kind of elaborate on your mantra, your hoo-hoo about that.
Okay. First of all, this shows me that whomever recorded that was Twat Master Supreme, because they knew they were going to get in. They knew they were going to catch flack. They knew that it was coming down on them, and they knew Tommy Boy wasn't fucking around. So they wanted to make a viral moment of it and try to get Tom Cruise canceled for saying, look, for speaking the truth. And I love that his retort was, I said what I said. Because Tom Cruise has not had good PR in over 15 years. Ever since he jumped on that couch, he's come off like a crazy man. And to me, this is the first time that he's been completely sane. He didn't come off with some like letter from his agent saying, well, what Mr. Cruz was trying to get at is that in this time of desperation during the COVID-19, blah, 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 blah. I said what I said. That's me. I own what I own. I talk shit, and I meant every fucking word I said. Like, what do you say to that?
As Alan once said, perhaps Tom Cruise didn't come out with hi, I'm from Lotus Lizard 19 level, and I'm going to tell you how I feel about things. Here's a good quote.
I said what I said. Only Xenu can judge me. Fuck you.
And if anyone else wants to judge me, you can get under me in the scheme that I'm involved in. But he says, all those emotions were going through my mind. He said, quote, I was thinking about the people I work with and my industry. And for the whole crew to know that we had started rolling the movie, it was just a huge relief. It was very emotional, I got to tell you. So he kind of, they had gotten the thing off the ground. He got pissed off, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I agree with you, Murr. And yes, I'm agreeing with you. It's just like this whole yip yap about him being fucking, he's got this, it's a Hollywood actor just blowing up on someone. No, man, he does care about the family. He does care about the crew and the family that those people support. The other actors, I said what I said. Fuck you.
Well, you got like COVID, I don't know, COVID specialists out there with binoculars watching your production. And if you're sitting, especially at the time, I mean, it's hard to believe we're like a year and a half into this thing, so this was like 6 months into it, and they gave him the green light to start shooting, but you've got these rules. If you break them, we will shut you down. So his whole perspective was, don't get this thing shut down. You get it shut down, we're all going home. This movie's not getting made. The producers aren't going to spend another $50 million to fly you back out here after we quarantine for 2 weeks. Get either shape up or get the fuck out.
Yeah.
So I said what I said. Yeah. It's the most human moment I've seen from Tom Cruise in 20 years.
I said what I said, and I'm level 44 binocular lizard, and
the binoculars are intergalactic binoculars, so you can actually see through.
That's space. Right. And I will enlist the latest of laser technology to fucking zap you.
I will hire the Jewish space laser to obliterate you.
I'm sorry. I think we need to have like some sort of intervention where you feel very attacked this episode. I apologize. Your nose is red. You're pissed off. It's okay. It's okay.
No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
Fine. Yeah. He's just disappointed.
That's right. You're just disappointed. Oh. Oh shit. All right, Alan. Where can you find us, minus our soon-to-be-changed email address?
Well, you guys should email us. No. You can find us on all your favorite social media platforms. We're at MDL Classholes on Instagram and Twitter. We're just the Middle Classholes on Facebook. And you can listen to us in your ear holes on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. Just search the Middle Classholes.
That's right. And I dropped, Christ, I was at a place called Our House the other day, dropped about 15 of these fuckers off. Nice. I got drunk later on in the day, and I knew the fucking bartender watched me plop a few down the bar and was like, come on, man. Come on, bro.
Don't do that.
Stop soliciting. It's like, oh, you want one of these?
You listen to my podcast, guy? Oh, God, it's so like, even as a salesman who has no problem approaching someone and being like, hey, you want to buy my stuff? It feels dirty.
Yeah. I had someone started a chat for my upcoming 20-year high school reunion. And someone was like, oh yeah, Wes's podcast. And about 5 people were like, oh, Wes has a podcast? It's like, I don't know. You ladies probably want to listen to the Loud Ladies podcast. I don't know if the middle class holes is quite up your alley. But I don't know. Maybe I'll hit him with the milk show bit and see if see if that wins him over.
Definitely hit him with the milk show bit. Just find any number of episodes where I call ladies broads, and just it's the kind of vibe we're going for.
I have a great track record with the ladies, so
that's right.
Yeah, you don't have to listen. You just have to like and subscribe.
That's right.
You could just hit play on like Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, whichever your chosen platform is.
Turn the sound down.
Just turn it down. Hit fucking mute. I don't care.
Tell your pig of a husband. He'll love it.
There it is.
He'll love it. All right.
Great.
All right, folks. Adios. Good night.